Hi, I am Bushan. You are watching the channel Economy by Bushan Jalali. Today we have chosen the topic energy poverty in India. Before I move further, I request all viewers, after listening to the video, please like it, share it, and subscribe it. In case of any doubts or any query, you can text me the questions. The same will be readily replied to. So here we go. Energy poverty in India. As you all know that India accounts for 18% of the world population, but it have only 6% of the world's energy. That means the India uses only 6% of the energy. Why and what are its repercussions? That we will study hereafter. Per capita consumption of electricity in India, it is around 1200 kilowatts per hour. I repeat, per capita energy consumption in India is around 1200 kilowatts per hour, whereas global average is about 3200 kilowatts per hour. So we are almost one third of the global average of per capita energy consumption. That is global average. But if we compare ourselves with China, against our 1200, China is consuming energy about 4600 kilowatts per hour. This is China's consumption of energy. Number one in the world, it is Canada. Canada per capita consumption of energy is around 15,000 kilowatts per hour. Highest Canada. Then followed by USA it is around 15,000 kilowatts per hour. So you can imagine how much energy consumption less India is having. Now let us delve into what does it mean. What does less energy consumption mean? In a way, what does energy poverty mean? Less energy means lack of access to clean energy. In the absence of proper electricity, what do people resort to? They resort to burning of some woods, burning of some other materials, fossil fuels, directly in physical form, which emits greenhouse gases, which affects their health. That means we can say it means that in India people consume less clean energy, or people don't have. What does it mean? It means poor education and health. When there is not adequate electricity available to the children, to the citizens, to the institutions, that means they cannot study well, they cannot study in the late hours, they won't have the appliances which are driven on the electricity. So with the result, the children's education get affected. Now comes to health. In the absence of clean energy, or in the absence of any electricity, people resort to use of physical form of, say, wood or something else to light their homes, which emits carbon dioxide, greenhouse gases, which has direct bearing on the health of the students. With the result, our human development is poor. In a way, we result in weak mothers, weak children, stunted, obese children, which in turn leads to health issues, spending of secures income on health instead of education and other development activities. Secondly, in the absence of proper electricity, then the people go for collecting woods from the forests, from the jungles, to enable them to cook meals in the evening. So they lose their good working hours for earning to just facilitating their livelihood. That means energy poverty results in lower levels of income, especially women in rural areas. They are compelled to go and collect these timber woods from the forests. So they are deprived of education, they are deprived of getting employed somewhere, they are deprived of getting some labor engagements. So in nutshell, it results, energy poverty results in the overall poverty or low income levels. This is how a vicious circle gets, people get involved, entangled in the vicious circle because of the energy poverty. Now, what are the steps taken by the government? Now, number one is Ujjwala Yojana, distribution of deposit-free LPG connections. So they want to inculcate the habit of using LPG, using better cooking facilities in their homes. So they are providing them deposit-free LPG connections. Number one. Second is Pahal scheme. That is, under Pahal scheme, the subsidy provided for LPG cylinders is now paid directly to the beneficiaries. That is called DBT to LPG cylinders holders. Sobhagya scheme, electricity connections to all unelectrified households. Under Sobhagya scheme, government has decided is providing electric connections to all unelectrified households. One more is Kusum scheme, installation of solar pump sets. Solar pump sets in the way that their cells get charged with solar energy, and they use for irrigation of their fields, as well as the solar lights are also used for their homes to provide more and more energy. So this is what steps have been taken government to come out of energy poverty. Now, what are the challenges? Challenge in it is that, okay, when the government under certain scheme provides free LPG or deposit free LPG to poorer section of the society, but the problem is of refilling cost. Some people are so poor that it becomes very difficult for them to arrange for the refill. Second problem, challenge in propagation of use of or creating more demand for the power is flawed mindset. Certain people have the mindset that food cooked on traditionally is better tasted than the food cooked on the LPG or electric cookers or all these things. So they still continue to use old methods of cooking. Now the problem is, how do we address it? First, for poorer people, we can provide them additional subsidies. The way in National Food Security Act, we provide agriculture free these food grains to poorer people, and Antyodaya means poorest of the poor. We provide them more grains. The same way in the case of this LPGs, gas connections, government should provide free connections to the poorest of the poor people, so that they adopt this system of using of better sources of energy. Behavioral changes. Government should launch a campaign using NGOs and departments to educate the people, especially the rural people, that cooking on the gas stoves or on the electric stoves is better for health, and it helps children to have the studies, so that they become educated. Further, India has now creating an energy poverty index. In that, they calculate, they rank the different agencies as per their performance. For example, they judge what are the percentage of people who lack access to modern energy, affordability of issues, quality and reliability, geographical disparities. On the basis of these or health impacts, they come out with the index. In nutshell, India is facing energy poverty because of lack of affordable and adequate energy to the citizens. Because of the lack of quality energy, reliable energy, because we are often faced with the outages, load shedding, and geographical inequalities. In northeastern, there is not much development in the expansion of electricity, whereas in the urban areas we have better. So sum total of these factors has resulted in the energy poverty of India. So this is all I have to share about the energy poverty of India. Now, what are its causes? What are the steps taken by the government? What are the main hurdles? That we will be discussing in the next video. So I hope that the energy poverty concept, especially the availability of this per capita consumption of energy, it is almost 1/3 of the global average. We realize that yes, we are in energy, we are a poor country. With these words, I conclude my today's brief lecture on energy poverty. Thank you.